Radhe Radhe, welcome to Kaliyadaha,
Radhe
live,
Radhe.
Shri Vrindavan Dham, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Rupanuga Guru Varga ki jai, Pavan Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shri Nandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vino Bihari ki jai, Shri Raj Mahārāja ki jai, Hari Nama Sankirtan ki jai, Gaura Bhakti Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Premanande Hari
Hari Bo.
Yashomati Nanda Brajavaro Nagaro Gokula Ranjana Bhana Yashomati
Nanda Brajavaro Nagara Gokula Ranjana Yasomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana Amala Harina Amiya Vilasa Vipina Purandara Navina Nagara Vara Vanshivadana Suvasa Yasomati Nandana. What happened, Kishori? It went limp.
Yashomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana
Sorry. Yasomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Braja Jana Palana Surakula Nashana
Braja Jana Palana Surakula Nashana Nanda Godana Rakoala Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundarananda Gopala Yasomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana
Jamuna Tata Chara Gopi Vashana Hara
Jamuna Tata Chara Gopi Vashana Hara
Rasara Sita Kripamoya
Rasara Sita Kripamoya
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara
Śrī Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara
Shri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara
Śrī Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinodashaya
Yashomati Nandana Brajavara Nagara
Yasomati Nandana Vrajabara Nagar Gokula Ranjana Kana Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana Kaliya Damana Vidana Jeho Yasomati Nandana Vrajabara Nagar Gokula Ranjana Kana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Try to keep this
Hare
straight. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bo,
Haribo, Haribo Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Haribo
Par Karenge,
Jai Ho Par Karenge Naiya Re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya
Krishna Kanhaiya, Daji Ka Bhaiya,
Krishna Kanhaiya Daji Ka Bhaiya
Kali Naga,
Jai Ho
Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya,
Kali Nagana Taiya Re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya
Krishna Kanhaiya, Rasa Rachaiya,
Krishna Kanhaiya Rasa Rachaiya
Krishna Kanhaiya, Girivarutaiya,
Krishna Kanhaiya Girivarutaiya
Krishna Kanhaiya, Vansi Bhajaiya,
Krishna Kanhaiya Vansi Bhajaiya
Kali Naga,
Jai Ho Kali Nagana Taiya Re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya Jai Ho Par Karenge Naiya Re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya Par Karenge Naiya Re Bhaja Krishna Kanhaiya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Jai Ho Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hari Bol, Hari Bol Hari Bol, Hari Bol Hari Bol, Hari Bol 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 Jai Ho Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol
Krishna Kaliya ki
Jai Jai Ki Jai. By the way, before I forget, happy birthday Sachi Didi, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam. So, be here, right? Should I be? I'm gonna be here. Or should I be up?
Yeah, sit up is better.
Okay. Oh, but I'm so low. Should we do Mangalacharana here? Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swami Namine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giring Yatrapatamaham Bande Shri Gurum Vinatarinam. So first of all, I offer my Dandavat Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Shati Shri Śrīmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. And the same thousands of Dandavat Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Shati Shri Śrīmad Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga, Gaudiya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas, past, present, and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer my Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, dear Vaishnavas, Radhe
And
Radhe.
for the birthday girl, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hare Krishna to you. Mangalam bhavatu, Krishna bhaktir bhavatu, Guru nishta bhavatu, Radha
Dasyam
dasyam
bhavatu,
bhavatu.
Guru Nishta bhavatu.
May you be happy now, may you be happy into forever, and maybe you be happy all the way to perfection. All devotees, please shower virtual flowers upon her head.
Sachi Amy Martin.
Sachi
She's
Amy
there.
Martin? No. Sachi Devi?
Well, because so they know who it is.
Jai.
Jai.
If you sit here, we can...
Well, I want Kalia there.
So, by the causeless mercy of Sri Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, we have come to this very amazing, auspicious, holy place known as Kaliya Hrad or Kaliya Daha. Hrad means lake, Daha means a place which is very, very deep in a river. So this place, known as Kaliya Hrad or Kaliya Daha, is a place where Kaliya used to reside. We've all heard of Kaliya, thousand-hooded serpent, very large serpent, an amazingly large serpent. So, there's a history to this place. Before speaking about Kaliya and why he came here to this place, it's important to know the history. So there's a lot of histories. Some histories we will tell after the fact, so there's no spoiler. And some histories we will tell before the fact, so we understand the context of the pastimes here. So,
Please let us know if you can hear us okay.
yes, let me know if you can't hear me. I'll speak louder. So the other day we spoke about one Rishi named Shabari Rishi. And I told you, I think it was even yesterday or maybe the day before, how he was performing austerities, intense austerities, for thousands of years. Thinking, for thousands of years.
Hold that. They're warning us for monkeys and bringing us bricks to throw just in case.
Somehow, because of lockdown, the monkeys kind of forgot what a fruity was, as we told you, so
No more monkeys.
they don't have, they have to relearn their antics, but they're still naughty by their nature. So, thousands of years ago, this Sobari Rishi, he was performing austerities in this place under the water. And as he was performing austerities, a very great devotee of the Lord, the ego carrier of Lord Vishnu himself, Sri Garuda, came to this place, and as eagles do, he captured a fish for his dinner. So that fish happened to be the king of all of the fish. That fish was the king of all of the fish. And so all of the little fish went to Saubhari Rishi, crying and complaining and asking for him to give them shelter, mercy. So what did Saubhari Rishi do? He said, don't worry. If Garuda ever comes back to this place, I curse that he will lose his head. So this was a great offense, aparad, to an eternal associate, devotee of the Lord, Vaishnava. So it was a great aparad to a Vaishnava. What happens when one makes aparad to a Vaishnava? Immediately their heart fills with material desire. So this is the result of Vaishnava aparad, is that one's spiritual inclination is reduced and one's material inclination is increased dramatically. So desire for kanaka, material wealth, kamani, sense gratification in all of its forms through the medium of one's senses, desire to enjoy beautiful things through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, through the sense of touch, all of these through the tongue, sexual enjoyment, all of these desires become inflamed, and also the desire for name, fame, position, power, pratishtha. This is the result of Vaishnava aparad. So this Saubhari Rishi was doing all of these austerities here. And because he cursed Garuda, it is said that Garuda didn't come back. Of course, the eternal associates of the Lord are not bound by any mundane curse, but still for pastime's sake, quite often they follow along with the curse. Otherwise, the rest of the pastimes could not have manifested. So what happened as a result of this, after some time, Saubhari Rishi, he lost all of his spiritual shakti, his potency from all of his austerities.
And also due to no association.
He also had no association with any Vaishnava. He was not under guidance. He was only performing powerful austerities, and he ended up giving up his austerities and marrying the 50 daughters of the nearest king and enjoying for thousands and thousands of years without any bhakti, only for his sense gratification. So this was the result of his Vaishnava parad. And soon afterward, because the natural enemy of the eagle is the snake, and vice versa, so Kaliya also wanted to escape Garuda. So where did he come? He came to this place where he knew Garuda could not come. So because of the presence of Kaliya, he was very toxic snake, very poisonous, venomous snake. Because of his presence, all of the trees in the nearby area died. Even any birds that would fly over this hrad, this lake, or this daha, this deep section, it was like a tributary off of the main Jamuna River, they would also die. And all of the fish inside who had taken shelter of Saubhari Rishi, this is the result of taking shelter of an aparadhi. Those fish who took shelter of the Vaishnava aparadhi also met with their own doom. So this is the dangerous result of Vaishnava aparad. We've seen it also in the case of Ramachandra Khan, who tried to destroy the reputation of Haridas Thakur by sending a prostitute, and then later was offending so many other Vaishnavas. In fact, he ended up offending Śrī Nityananda Prabhu and all of his associates, and as a result of that, his whole village was destroyed, along with himself. Everything was destroyed. So it's a very dangerous thing, this Vaishnava aparad. And we can go more into detail on that later. So Kaliya had come to reside here with his wives, the Nagapatnis. The Nagapatnis means the wives of the snake. Naga means snake. So Kaliya was here, residing in this place for quite a long time. And no one could come here and take water. No one could be anywhere near here because it was so toxic. I'll tell afterward about Kaliya, a history about it.
Because the tree. The tree.
So everything in this area died, except for this tree.
Oops, wrong way. I'm getting it.
Why? because when Garuda had captured a pot of somaras, nectar from the demigods, he fought very valiantly. At that time he came to this place and rested, and it is said that either any drop of that nectar fell on this tree, the nectar of immortality, or even the vapor from that nectar touched this tree, and so this tree did not die along with the rest. So once upon a time, Krishna came to this place. Why? Because his friends had come here, and his cows had come here. And just being young children, and being cows, as cows do, they wanted to drink from the water here. But what happened to all of them? It is said that they lost their life or fell unconscious.
Don't worry, Kishori.
So when Krishna came and he saw all of his friends and the cows like this, of course, Krishna was playing the role of an ordinary child. This is his Braja Leela pastimes. It is human-like pastimes. And he saw all of his friends and his cows like this, and he became so upset.
Just keep going, Kishori.
Diga. So he glanced upon all of them, and they all came back to full health. But then Krishna decided to teach this massive serpent Kaliya a very valuable lesson. So what did Krishna do? Thank you.
It's their time to cross.
Yes, it's crossing time. So what did Krishna do? He tucked his dhoti up really tight, like a wrestler would tuck his dhoti up. He came out here onto this tree, which at that time was much, much larger. And then he dove into the water of Jamuna. It was just about winter time. It was starting to become cold.
Oh,
Then
man.
he dove into the water of Jamuna and started making I just want to cry.
Hare Krishna.
Hello.
We're having a little bit of a monkey issue.
It's their pastime. They're passing through here.
Oh,
Oh, she's got a baby. It's okay. It's okay. She's not hurting anybody.
Kishori, we might need to move in.
Most of them are gone. They're just crossing through. All the moms with the babies on their backs. So,
It's a jungle.
it's just the monkeys passing time, the pastime. So, Krishna dove into the waters of Jamuna, although it was so toxic. But for Krishna, of course, it couldn't affect him. He's the source of everything, and he is beyond the rules and regulations of his creation, because he can make the possible impossible and the impossible possible. Does anyone know, not you, the name of the Shakti by which Krishna can make the impossible possible? Yeah, of course, Srimati Radhika, but there's a particular term.
We sing it even sometimes in Krishna Day. Yeah.
Yes, so there's a proper term. In the Bhajan Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande, there we say Durghata Ghatana Vidhatri. Rupa Goswami is praying to Krishna that I have no bhakti, but still you can make the impossible possible, so always allow my mind, which is like a bumblebee, go to your feet, which are like reddish lotus flowers. So, the name of that Shakti, the first person to type it, hopefully you type it before I say it, will get a burpee and 50 points. Make that 100 points. Aghatana Patiyasi Shakti. It means the power to make the impossible possible. So Krishna dove into the waters of Jamuna here and began splashing around and making a lot of noise. Who was residing deep underneath?
Kaliya.
Kaliyanag, this very large black serpent with thousands of hoods, very toxic. And he was peacefully residing under there, but anyhow, Krishna was disturbing his slumber. So he was very upset. who is disturbing my waters? Immediately he came up and saw, oh, Krishna was here, creating such a disturbance. Because also of Kaliya's aparad nature, he had also made aparad in the past to Krishna's devotees, especially as Garuda. He had a very hard heart. So this is also the nature of aparad, that it makes one's heart very hard. So immediately, instead of wanting to love Krishna, even though he saw Krishna, what did he want to do? He wanted to capture him, bind him as a snake does, and kill him. This is the nature of one with a demonic heart, and this is due to association with those with demonic mentalities. So Kaliya had this mood. He wanted to kill Krishna. So for a long time, there was like a wrestling match, and Kaliya and Krishna were wrestling. At that time, Krishna was going deep underneath the water, and Kaliya captured him and kept him for some time. By that time, it had come to the attention of Yashoda, Nanda Baba, and all of the other Brajavasis that Krishna had been captured by this massive, massive serpent. Imagine a serpent so high that this tree looks small in comparison. Okay? 10 times higher than this tree. Kaliya had 1,000 hoods. He was like the king of all of the snakes. And Garuda and him had a natural tension also through their parents. So somehow in the history, the parents of the snakes, which come from eggs, and the parents of the birds, which also come from eggs, had the same ancestors. And then came two lines, which were always fighting with each other. So Kaliya was always fighting with Garuda and that side of the family. And so for that, Kaliya had to come here to seek his shelter. So all the Brajavasis had come, and they heard that Krishna was captured by Kaliya. So you cannot imagine what was going on in the hearts of the Brajavasis. This created such a mood of utter desperation that Mother Yashoda and so many others wanted to jump into the waters of Jamuna and try to rescue Krishna, even if it meant themselves dying. So Vatsalya Prem, the parental mood of possessiveness and protectiveness, was amplified thousands and millions of times. But Baladev Prabhu knew what was going on. Baladev stopped them. No, everything will be okay. And then, to all of their great amazement, what happened? Oh, Sudevi, you want to tell at this point, first, before that, what happened when the gopis?
Well, in Hansadut, Sri Lalita Sakhi is saying, she's telling the Hamsa, the swan, she said, so in Hansadutta, Lalita Sakhi is telling the swan that when Krishna, when they heard that he was in the Jamuna and he had been caught by the Kaliya Nag, they came running from their homes, they came running from everywhere to try to see Krishna. They wanted to try to save him by somehow, by any means. So all came running here. Lalita Sakhi is telling this Hamsa, you don't know what was going on, the anguish in the heart of the gopis at that time. She said as they were running to try to come here to this place, their tears were coming out in like torrents of rain, and the ground was becoming muddy. And because of their tears in that mud, the dust of Braj, they were sliding and falling and slipping in the dust, and they couldn't make it toward the Jamuna. So finally, after so much, what is the word, like fear, what will happen, what is happening with Krishna, they finally came to this place and they saw, what's happening? Is it monkeys or people?
People.
Oh, they're fixing it. So they finally came to this, Radhe Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. They finally came to this place and they saw that Krishna was dancing on all of the 1,000 heads of Kaliya Nag, but specifically 100 of his heads. He was dancing and dancing. Lalita Sakhi said that he had these
Red.
The Kalyanag had these red, beautiful jewels in his head, and they were falling into Jamuna. And because Jamuna is all black, these red stones were falling in and glowing, and Jamuna was becoming like purple. And it looked like Krishna was in the middle of this beautiful dance arena, and they were all astonished. And Krishna was just playing and showing, look at how amazing I am. And he was dancing and showing how beautiful. And it is said that even the gopis became somewhat jealous. Oh, I also want to dance. We also want to have this kind of a leela. And they became somewhat like protective of Krishna. Not only were they thinking we wanted to save him, now they wanted to understand, yes, we also want to dance like this with Krishna. But Krishna was showing how amazing he was. So that happened also here. Kishori wanted me to share that from Lalita Sakhi's own words. And then she added one thing. She said, nearby here is one Tulsi grove, where Tulsi, she is manifesting separation from Krishna. And she said, when you see any Tulsi, you should offer great pranam with her, to her, because only really she can understand the desperate mood of the gopis. So you should honor her with all respect. She really understands the nature and the moods of the gopis and their separation. So she added that to near this pastime.
So as Sudevi was telling, all of those gopis, even the Vatsalya, everyone wanted to save Krishna. But Baladev Prabhu, he signaled to everyone that Krishna would be okay. So, although it is said that Krishna was dancing on the heads of Kaliya, it was as if it was the most beautiful dance. But he was stomping. Every head, his foot was stomping on every head of Kaliya Nag, so much so that it was breaking his heads, and he was vomiting blood and spitting fire.
Kaliya represents ego, he represents duplicity, and he represents arrogance and twisting and all kinds of like auspicious. And so Krishna there was showing something when he was stomping, he was giving mercy.
So as Krishna was jumping from head to head, Kaliya was trying to bite him with all of his mouths, but Krishna was so expert at avoiding all of it, and he would stomp on the next and on the next and on the next, and these jewels were popping off his head, as Sudevi said, and going into Jamuna. And after a certain amount of time, first of all, the wives of Kaliya, the Nagapatnis, they were thinking, it is better to be a widow. It is better to not have a husband who is against Krishna, because they were great devotees of Krishna. They had natural love and affection for Krishna. So they were thinking it is better to be a widow. Like this verse we've been quoting every day from Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Gurur na sasyat, svajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na sasyat, napatischa sasyan. Napatis. If my husband cannot help me to develop love and affection for Krishna, then he's not fit to be the husband. He is actually fit to be rejected. So they had this mood within their heart that he's against Krishna, better to not have him in our lives. But then after they saw that he was realizing, wait a second, this is no ordinary person. I was so strong and so powerful, but this small boy is completely destroying me. Then he realized he must be the Supreme Lord. And then some humility started manifesting in his heart. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Jiva Goswami have explained that this was also due to association with his wives, and also by the touch of the footprints of Krishna, that whatever seed of bhakti that was inside that was not able to fructify because it was so barren and hard due to aparad, because of the association of his wives and the footprints of Krishna, both of these together acted to awaken some bhakti within his heart. At that moment, the wives of Kaliya began to pray so many beautiful prayers to Krishna, beseeching Krishna to be merciful to him. Why? Because he was now a soul surrendered unto Krishna. So Bhaktivedānta Thakur is saying in this bhajan, Kabe Shri Chaitanya More Kori Bene Doya, Shunya Amar Duk Vaishnava Thakur Amalagi Krishna Avedivena Prachur. Seeing my pitiful suffering condition, the Vaishnavas will petition the Lord profusely on my behalf. This is our hope. We also have all of these issues that Sudevi mentioned, that Kali and Nag had. All of this ego
Arrogance,
and pride and arrogance
duplicity,
and hypocrisy,
twisting,
twisted
yes,
nature, toxic
cheating.
nature. This demonic thing that's also inside that manifests if we feed it. And don't associate with Vaishnavas. If we associate with a Vaishnava, then we develop a Vaishnava characteristics, means non-devotional characteristics. So Krishna had stomped all that out of him. At that point, the wives of Kaliya were praying to Krishna. Now, in one of their prayers, starting with Kasyanu Bhavo, it's very amazing because they're praying to Krishna, but they're asking, how is it possible that our husband, who was so duplicitous and egotistical and so hard-hearted, was able to receive the touch of your lotus feet upon his heads, when even Lakshmi Devi herself, the goddess of fortune, the consort of Nārāyaṇa, is not able to do that, is not able to receive that mercy or blessing, and to this day is still doing tapasya on the other side of Jamuna in a place we call Belvan or Shrivan. Still to this day she's doing that. How is it possible? So from this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to convince the leaders of Sri Sampradaya at that time, Vyankatapata, Trimalabhata, and Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad, the father and uncles of Sri Gopal Bhatta Gosvāmī, of Gopal Bhatta Gosvāmī in Sri Rangam, that you're worshipping Lakshmi Devi as your topmost. But why is your Lakshmi Devi doing austerities and prayers to attain what any of the gopis of Braj easily can attain, and still she's not able to attain it? And what to speak of them? Every scripture is saying that they're all the manifestations of Srimati Radhika. So who is the original Shri? Uma, Rama, Satya, Shachi, Chandra, Rukmini, Radha, Avatara, Sabe, Amnayavani. All scriptures reveal that all of these Shaktis, including Lakshmi, are the manifestation and the manifestations of the original Shakti, the original Shri, Srimati Radhika.
Yay.
So by this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was able to convince them, and they all became Gaudiya Vaishnavas, devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in this place, actually it's very interesting, because we have heard so many instances where Krishna is killing demons, right? Krishna killed Putana, then Krishna killed Trinavarta, Krishna killed Aghasur, Krishna killed Shakatasur, Krishna killed so many demons, Aristasur, Keshi, he killed the Dhenukasura's friends. Balaram killed Dhenukasura, but Krishna was also killing them. So many different demons Krishna killed. Did Krishna kill Kaliya?
No.
I don't even have to shake my head. No, he did not kill him. He removed the poison from him. He removed the toxin from Kaliya. We also have this in us now. In this Kali Yuga, it is said that the demon and devotee are within the same body. So we also have these tendencies, both devotional and non-devotional or demonic tendencies within us. But we've seen how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did the same thing with Jagai Madai, Nityananda Prabhu. They removed the demonic tendencies and allowed the devotional aspect to thrive. So here in this place, we can pray to Krishna. We can pray to the devotees of Krishna, especially the Nagapatnis, that if Kaliya could attain the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, then what about us? Maybe, like Bhaktivedānta Thakur is saying, Asura Sakala Paelo Charana Vinoda Thakudo Boshi, that all of the demons even attain liberation. Well, Kaliya didn't just attain liberation. He had the association of Krishna's pure devotees. He received the foot dust, the footprints of Krishna on his head. So after that beautiful scene that Krishna was dancing on the heads of Kaliya, that was the first time that the gopis saw Krishna dance.
Did I jump ahead?
Yeah, of course,
Sorry.
but that was part of Hamsadutta. It was the first time that the gopis ever saw Krishna dance. Now, you can just imagine what happened in their hearts. Immediately within that time, their hearts manifested a desire. We also want to serve Krishna by dancing with Krishna. And they saw Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. So the first rasa dance took place. This is according to Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī. We were reading Going Beyond Vaikuntha. In there it is told. So different pastimes happen in different days of Brahma. What happened? Krishna ordered Kaliya, you must leave this place at once. You can go, I am banishing you to Ramanik Dweep. Ramanik Dweep means pleasure islands. So for many people, they thought, okay, Krishna is just banishing him. We know by our Srila A.C. Bhaktivedānta Swami Prabhupada, when he went to the Fiji Islands where we used to live, there he asked the devotees, are there any poisonous snakes or creatures here? And they said no. And he said, this is where Kaliya came. And an interesting tidbit of information, the native Fijians, before the Indians were brought...
From thousands of years ago.
From thousands of years ago, their main worshipable deity, before Christianity came in, was a 1,000-hooded snake. And there's a cave in Tabua, and even to this day, no one goes there. They say if you go in, you either don't come out ever, or if you do manage to come out, you're completely mad. And this is the native Fijians, they don't go to that place. And because of the presence of Kaliya, all other toxic things have left. Unlike Australia, where
Willamba
or anywhere else where they have every poisonous spider and creature, snake and so many other things.
Hey Sachisuta, Radhe Radhe.
So Srila Prabhupada said that Kaliya came to this place, and so he established in the temple in Lotoka, Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Very interesting. So, but before Kaliya went, he understood Krishna's deeper meaning. Why? Because the gopis desired to dance with Krishna. Seeing him dance on this beautiful arena of the hoods of Kaliya, when Krishna said, I banish you to Ramanik Dweep, that very night, what happened? The very first Rasa Leela pastime took place with Krishna and the gopis dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. So not only did he receive the mercy of Krishna by the petition of his own wives, but he also received the mercy of all of the gopis, including Srimati Radhika. When he expressed to Krishna, how will it be that I can go? Garud will come after me. Krishna said, he will see the marks of my footprints on your head, and he will understand that you are my devotee, and he won't touch you. So after that, then Kaliya was able to go to Ramanik Dweep, the pleasure islands, now known as the Fiji Islands. So I was telling that for us, we can pray. We can pray to this place, that all of these dark tendencies are within us. We have so much lust and anger and greed and madness, envy, pride, ego, deceit, duplicity, hypocrisy. Kali Yuga is so prominent
it's too
now.
much. Too many bad things.
Oh, I thought you were saying I'm speaking too much.
No. No, I saw those things.
She recognizes all of them in her husband. All wives recognize these things. So, I also recognize these things in myself. So I'm praying for myself, and if you would all like to pray for yourselves, whoever feels any of these qualities are within yourself, that this place is also an aparad bhanjan pit, where aparads are removed. Kaliya's aparads were removed by the grace of Krishna's stomping. All of that toxic poison and everything came out, and also by the petition of his wives who saw that he had become humbled, so they prayed to Krishna on his behalf.
So one devotee is saying here that Srila Prabhupada was saying that because the wives, the Nagapatnis, would sometimes pray to Krishna, that he got some sukriti because of that. That was from Prabhupada. And Katie is wondering how old Krishna was when he danced on Kaliya.
I know that he lived in Govardhan at 7. He was younger than that. It was before the other Rasa Leela. It was the first Rasa Leela. I'm not exactly sure. But interestingly enough, according to Shastra, the son of a king is considered 1.5 times their age. So he's a little bit older. Even if he was 5, he would have been about 7.5. So Krishna was quite young at the time, but anyhow, he was able to dance and perform these beautiful pastimes.
Okay.
One thing I needed to tell. So according to Puranic history, Kaliya in his previous life, very far back, was a king, but that king had severe stomach problems. Before I tell that, I want to tell one thing. Also in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī is telling about one pastime that happened in one kalpa, that Krishna kept Kaliya like a horse. He actually strung a rope through his nose and was riding him up and down Jamuna with his flute. So he was like this, and he was riding Kaliya back and forth. So Sanatana Goswami has witnessed these pastimes of Krishna in his samadhi.
Nice.
So this is something to add. I actually had heard this story years before, and I wrote to all of our Gurudev's most senior Vaishnavas and disciples, and finally I received little tidbits of information, and then Pujapad Bhaktivedānta Ban Mahārāja confirmed it that yes, this is in Brihad Bhagavatamrita by Śrī Sanātana Goswami. So this history from the Puranas is that Kaliya was a king in a previous lifetime who had severe stomach ailments, and he needed some medicine. So he was instructed that he should go to one place in the forest. In that forest there was one tree. In the whole of that tree lived one sadhu, and he was supposed to take only one drop of charanamrit from the feet of that sadhu and honor that charanamrit. So he went to that place and he was begging, please give me your charana amrit, means the nectar which is coming from your feet. So the sadhu put his foot out, and the foot was full of leprosy. So it was very stinky, so this king prayed, please give your other foot. So he extended the other foot. It was even worse, but you can't ask him to keep putting his foot out, the other foot. This is offensive. So then he went to follow this instruction that he had received from the Vaishnava to take this charanamrit. He poured one drop of water over his feet, and he went to take it, but he could not tolerate the idea or the smell. So because of that, he did not take it here. He did not give proper honor to that charanamrit, thinking that it is contaminated. We should understand that there's nothing contaminated about the pure devotee. So instead, he put it on his head. So from that, he maintained his stomach pain, which became later on in the future this toxic poisonous nature that Kaliya had. But because he had honored this charanamrit and put it on his head, he was able to receive the footprints, the foot dust. I don't know if dust was there at the moment, but the water which had touched the feet of Krishna upon his head, and then subsequently the foot charanamrit of all of the gopis on his heads. So somehow or other we should honor the charanamrit of the Vaishnavas and of the Lord. Mahaprabhu says, 3 substances are extremely powerful. Bhakta Paraduli Ar, Bhakta Parajal, Bhakta Bhukta Avashesh, Teen Mahaval. 3 extremely powerful substances: the dust of the feet of the Vaishnavas, the water that has washed their feet, and the remnants of their foodstuffs. If we can somehow avail ourselves of the opportunity to receive any of these substances and take advantage of that within our life, then very quickly we can move forward rapidly on the path of Bhakti. Shri Krishna Kaliya ki jai, Kaliya Daha ki jai. Pretty dark back there. We should just go and offer pranam. Because there's light here, I'm just going to tell you. In the back, just behind here, is the Samadhi Mandir of Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, and also the Bhajan Kutir of Prabodhananda Saraswati. I think it's Prabodhananda Saraswati's Bhajan Kutir, and also Bilvamangal's Bhajan Kutir. Bilvamangal Thakur. Now, I was telling you about Prabodhananda Saraswati. Mahaprabhu was able to convert him and convince him based on this verse by the wives of Kaliya, the Nagapatnis, which is mentioned in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. So I find it very interesting that he has come to this place to do his bhajan in Vrindavan, because this is the place actually from which that inspiration came for him to accept that Vrindavan, Brajalila and Srimati Radhika is the supreme, topmost Sarvakanti Shiromani, the crest jewel of all the beloveds of Krishna. So much so, we know that Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad is in Krishna Lila, Tunga Vidya Sakhi, one of the 8 principal gopis. But yet, he's praying in Radha Rasa Shuddha Nidhi, one of the most amazing, amazing transcendental scriptures, which Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad composed. He's praying almost in a mood of a manjari, to be a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. He's also written Vrindavan Mahimamrita, Shri Krishna, Chaitanya Chandramrita, and so many other wonderful, very deep, rasik, bhavuk, esoteric scriptures, which our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas drink as the most wonderful nectar. And Bilva Mangal Thakur, we can speak about at another time. But he did write Krishna Karnamrita, which is the nectar for the ears of Krishna.
But we should have darshan there in the...
We're going to go there quickly, and then we've got to get back because it's getting dark, very dark. But I just wanted that we could speak about these pastimes in this pastime place. Shri Krishna Kaliya ki jai. Nagapatnis ki jai.
So now that so many devotees are here, I just want to let you know that tomorrow we are going out on Jamuna, and we're going out on Jamuna, and we're going to take a boat to Keshi Ghat, and we'll do most of our bhajans and program from the boat. And we want to offer all of you to Jamunaji. So some of you have already written me your names, and what I'm going to do is write it on a piece of paper, and with each offering we give Jamunaji, we will say your names and offer a prayer on your behalf. So if you want, you can send me the names that you want, or even as we're doing it, we'll just, try to remember everyone we can. But anyway, so tomorrow we'll be doing that at 5 as normal. Okay?
Okay. Oh, Dandavat Pranam. I love this place. I've always loved it. Just so you know, when we were little, there was a beautiful book which came out that was made for children. The story of Krishna and Kaliya.
Here, you can put your heads to it.
Right here. Go all the way.
Right here.
Yeah. And it was our favorite book when we were little. We used to read it again and again. And interestingly enough, it was both mine and Sudevi's. Although we knew each other at the time, but we weren't living together back then. We were just little kids. But still, it was our favorite book. Okay. So now we're just going to have a quick darshan of Prabodhananda Saraswati. Do you need help? Take this leg?
It's good.
Okay, good.
Radhe, Radhe. Do you want to give him something?
Guess what? I didn't put anything.
Kishori.
I forgot in the last second. Do you have anything for Don? Radhe, Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Samadhi and bhajan stall of Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So it says Samadhi. Shri Pad Prabodhananda Saraswati Samadhi va Bhajan Sthal. Oh, and it says it in English too.
Oh.
Śrī Prabodhananda Saraswati Pad ki jai, Śrī Bilva Mangal Thakur ki jai.
Jai.
Okay.
So now?
We go back?
Okay. And
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Radhe Radhe,
Radhe Radhe.
Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Pani Puri, is it?
Krishna, Hare Hare.
This is a very important thing to know. This is Pani Puri.
Yeah, Pani Puri. Look, it's like an amazing delicacy here. Everyone loves Pani Puri here. Mera bhi. Rama Rama.
Mine too. His picture? Hare Rama. Peanuts. Lots of peanuts. A mountain of peanuts.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Let me be.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. There you can see Madan Mohan. Remember we went there like 3 days ago?
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Jorte bolo
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
There's Madal Mohan in the distance. Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavat Parikrama. He'll do that all the way around Vrindavan. He'll get up and where he last laid his stone, he'll put that, and then he'll get up from that spot. You can see more. And they do it all the way around Vrindavan and Govardhan. See? Dandavat Parikrama. Let me just show them.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare.
Now he'll go to the next spot where he left his, like this, all the way around. Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Radhe Radhe. Hare Hare Namah Krishna
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan.
Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan.
Madana Mohan, Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana.
Jai Ho!
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Pyaro Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Pyara Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Ho! Radhe Radhe! Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Ho! Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Okay, we're back.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
The boatman called me.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe
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 Bolo Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe
Oh Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe
Oh Hare Krishna Hare
Divo
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram. We can go make the deal
Hare
with them now.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare Bolo
Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
You're leading
No.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Radhe Gopal
Jai Ho
Shri Radhe Bolo
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal
Jai
Bhajaman Shri Radhe Bolo
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Bolo Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Gopal Bhajaman Shri Radhe
Shri Radhe Jaya Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Bolo Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe
Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Bolo Hare
making rotis. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Oh, look at Jamuna, you can see.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Those are all the lights, the lamps that everyone sends down to Jamuna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Those are all lamps. Those are all lamps in Jamuna. We're going to do that tomorrow. Nene, 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 Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, Radhe. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Look at the wall over here.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Oh, you can't see very well.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna,
Jai Ho.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Careful. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
back at Gopinath Bhavan. And now we're going to say goodbye to our very dear friends. Remember, these guys are doing the pure cow seva. If you want to...
Sudevi, Anup.
And if you want to send any donation for the animals here in Braj, they feed the dogs, the monkeys, the squirrels, especially the cows, and they take care of them, so just remember
And
them.
if you're really lucky, they'll feed you too. They're very expert cooks. They also feed the devotees.
And they're coming along with us, protecting us and giving us association. So we'll see you tomorrow, huh? Thank you. Radhe, Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Radhe.
Pure cow seva. Radhe, Radhe. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Ron, this is Sudevi.
Hare Krishna.
You have your his favorite kirtaniya.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Nice to meet
I
you.
can show you. We just got
Darshan Uma Didi.
Oh, nice.
Haribol. Radhe, Radhe. Uma Didi is giving some Hari Katha there. We'll offer our pranam quietly. An Ishtagoshti is going on. Radhiva. So now we are back at Thakurji's kitchen.
No one's here.
No one's here. No guard, nothing.
Very dark.
Okay. Okay, just hang tight. It's gonna look pretty dark here. Maybe not. I was getting all exciting. Okay. We're back in Gopinath Bhavan, quiet, peaceful sanctuary during the evening.
It was very quiet for the first 4 or 5 months of lockdown. Then it started getting loose.
Okay. And
Someone came up there. Oh, Lalita. Whoa!
Thakurji arranged.
For persimmon. Kaki.
I'm showing our code.
You will never figure it out. Ooh, quick. We have to make sure that no bugs come in until we have to turn off the light out there.
Okay.
You didn't close the door either. Can you close it?
Can I put this down real quick? Oh,
I'll get it. Sorry.
it's all right. Sorry, guys. So here's Thakurji, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ji, Gauranga Ji. I can take my mask off.
Okay.
Oops.
I'll just be a minute.
Oops, sorry, I'm getting it, just learning this. There's the babies and shalagrams. And sorry. Ah, okay.
Falling apart.
Well, and
Oh, there's.
Śrī Dāmodara. Okay.
Wait, we're gonna light this and offer it on behalf of all of us.
So remember lighting a lamp today. This on behalf of all the Vaishnavas watching.
Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam ki jai.
Jai.
Radha Damodarāṣṭakam ki jai.
Yeah. So Kishori's gonna put this where it goes. So just bear with us for one moment.
Wow. Okay, let's see if we can do this without too much hassle.
Will your internet just stay on?
It'll probably go off soon.
Because it's the best.
Mine is better than
the house one.
Oh, really? That's strange. Okay. Oops, Thakur just cut off. Let's see. There we go. I'll back it up a little bit. If you can see
They
it.
like to see Radharamanji as well.
Ooh, okay.
If it's possible.
He's just in there. I'll have to back everything up a little bit more. There we go. Hopefully it all stays okay.
So you spoke a lot today. Out. I hope it videoed okay.
Did anyone complain about the quality of the video?
Katie thought we were just stealing someone's sweets. Krishna Dasi.
Where is it? Oh, okay.
Don't leave us yet. We're going to do the Ashtakams and hear a little bit of Dāmodarāṣṭakam. We'll go to 8 as usual now while we're taking you on parikramas. So don't leave us.
4, 3, 2, 1, play. So we'll begin, continue with a drink of water. With Mangalacharan, page 1 of this book, Śrī Gauriya Giti Guccha, Vandeham, Śrī Guru, Śrī Satyavrata. So we're going to do a shortened version, so you're just going to have to follow us.
Okay, so Krishna Devata said she saw us going back at a kitchen that was closed, so obviously we would be stealing sweets. That's a Gurukuli for you. Let me just say that.
Okay, when I was about 18, I was in charge of cleaning the Maha room in ISKCON Los Angeles Temple. And for some reason we heard that there was no harm in stealing Mahaprasad. And so periodically, not every day, I used to leave the window unlocked
and
after I would clean
climb
it.
in at night and we would have a feast.
Yes.
Needless to say, he lost his job.
They never figured it out because after that we'd lock the window from the inside, leave through the door, and lock it from the inside, so no one could ever figure out what happened.
Krishna wanted seconds.
Vandeham Śrī Guru Śrī Padakamādam Śrī Gurum Vaishnavaṃ Śrī Rūpam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunātham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvekam Savadhutam Arjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Śrī Vishakam Vipaṃśta Om Ajñānatimirāṃ Bhasyam Jnānanjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swami Niti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Gaura Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmad Bhakti Pragyan Keshavaya Niti Namine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Niti Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva ca Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. That's the short version. Should I turn off this light? Oh, the cord went behind.
It's okay. It's okay. Which bhajan so they can get it going beforehand?
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya.
Acha, page
36, 32?
I'm about 30.
No, 32.
Kripa Bindu Diya. FG.
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Napekhayoti
Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Napekhayoti.
Oh Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Koro Edase Napekhayoti. All the edges of my kurtas are chewed up from playing mridanga, so I have to roll up my sleeves instead of buttoning it.
Do you know which one we can look for while you're rolling your sleeves?
Time is running late.
Sake Kalaya Gora.
We will sing Sake Kalaya Gora Udaram. And it's page 300 and something because it's in Sanskrit.
I think everyone that's with us is actually used to this, but just in case you don't know, first of all, it's 3:40. Jiva Bhavana Prabhu is always posting the bhajans and kirtans and also so much nectar, if you haven't noticed already. So if you don't have a songbook and you don't know the song by heart or by memory, then Jiva Pavana Prabhu is our savior at putting the bhajans there so we can all do kirtan together.
Savior of the fallen souls.
He's the savior of the kirtan.
Jiva Pavana Prabhu ki
Jai! So thank you so much, Jiva Pavana Prabhu, for that beautiful seva, and the Vangalata Didi for adding the page numbers, and all the Vaishnavas for sticking with us and doing kirtan and sangha with us. We feel very grateful.
And blessed.
And blessed. And remember to send me the names for tomorrow.
Kalaya Goramudaram Sakye Kalaya Goramudaram Parama Sacinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai, Patipavar Śrī Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai.
I know that the picture is going a little fuzzy here and there, but can you just let me know if you hear everything okay?
Should I try to just, if I turn off this, it'll switch automatically to the home network.
But now it looks good again, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's up to them. It's up to everyone. If we just get one answer, we'll know what to do. And as Kishori says, you get a burfi. It's perfect. Okay. Burfi for Champak.
Perfect.
Sound is great. Sound is okay.
Okay. So now we will, because time is of the essence, we will sing Namami Nandanandanam, and then Radha Kripakatakshastavaraja, then Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, then Mahamantra. I think we need to increase the time of our programs now, about 5 hours.
No, I think it's nice that even if we don't finish the Dāmodarāṣṭakam book right away, to bring everyone out during Kartik, I think that's pretty special.
You know, Narasingha in Alachua, is it Nashupad? He's doing Braj Mandal Parikrama for a whole year.
Oh, see? Come on. So we're fine. All right, so Shri Radha Kripakatakshastavaraja will come after Namami Nandanandana. Namami Nandanandana is page 289.
289.
Radha Kripakatakshastavaraj is page 285. And Dāmodarāṣṭakam, which will come after that, is page 290.
Okay.
And then we will chant.
If you don't have the songbook, just follow Jiva Pavan Prabhu's posts and you will.
And then we will chant Mahamantra. Which tune of Dāmodarāṣṭakam? Every other day.
Every other day? Sing.
Ah.
Hare Krishna.
They like the burning club.
So 289, Śrī Nandanandāṣṭakam, starting with Sucharu Vaktra Mandalam. Sucharu Vaktra Mandalam, Sukaranarada Kundalam, Sucharjibham Rachandanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sutirghare Prapankajam, Shikhe Shikhandamurdhajam, Anangakoti Mohanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sudrasita Dramoktikam, Sachandananda Pantikam, Navambudam Vachitanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Karinavenuranjitam, Gagitarindraganjitam, Yukulavita Shobhanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Trivamdadeha Sundaram, Nakhadyuti Subhagaram, Amulyaratnabhushanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Sugandhayam Shorabhamulo Nirajitoshubham, Surachivatsalanchanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Vrindavana Sunakaram, Nilasanunavasasam, Surendragarbhochanam, Namami Nandanandanam, Prajantanasunayatam, Sada Sukatra Munindra Brinda Vandite Śrī Dāmodara Vraj. 285.
Bye.
So Dāmodarāṣṭakam, page 290.
So you want me to do the...
And then just Hare Krishna. Not just.
All together.
Namaste
Śrī Dāmodara ki jai.
People's number one.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, is that the one?
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna sound.
What has sound? Oh, this has need for water.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedānta Swāmini Namine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Giring Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. First of all, I offer my Dandava Pranam thousands of times in the dust of the lotus feet of our beloved Gurudev Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad Ashto Tarashat Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja. In the same thousands of Dandava Pranam in the dust of the lotus feet of Nitya Lila Pravishta Vishnupad Ashto Tarashat Shri Śrīmad Bhaktivedānta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada, and to all of our Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, and to all Vaishnavas past, present and future, including all of you who are present with us today, I offer you my Dandava Pranam.
Dandava Pranam, dear Vaishnavas. Radhe Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Radhe Shyam. So without further ado, we will continue with this wonderful treasure, Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam, which is originally composed over a long period of time by Śrī Satyavrata Muni, which is written down in Padma Purana by Krishna Dvaipayan Veda Vyas, and which has the commentary of our very own Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī Pad, with the Bhav Anuvad, the commentary full of Bhav and Ras of our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, and the Bhav Anuvad or commentary full of transcendental emotion of our Srila Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Maharaj. So from all of these divine and transcendental personalities, we can expect nothing less than a literature which is actually a beautiful treasure full of ras, full of nectar. So before entering into this transcendental literature, we will pray in the words of Raghunath Das Goswami in this verse which he composed from his heart in glorification of Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī, but this also applies to our Gurudev, our Param Gurudev, and all transcendental personalities. Vairāga Juga Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Rapayanan Māmanubhipshamandam Kripamburiryavaradu Kuduki Sanātanas Tvam Prabhu Ashtayami. Begging in the dust of their lotus feet that may even a particle of their moods, which are present within the pages of this transcendental literature, manifest itself within our hearts. So yesterday, our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj was speaking to us about the tendency or the nature of prakrita sahajyas. So once again, prakrita means material or mundane, and sahajya means natural or spontaneous. So prakrita sahajyas are those personalities who are naturally and spontaneously prone toward the mundane or the material. And aprakrita sahajya means those who are transcendentally prone. So those who are spontaneously and naturally prone toward the loving service of Krishna. So generally, when we speak of or hear about sahajas, then we understand that they are materializing, mundanizing the pastimes of Krishna, making it seem like it's just mundane or material, or that they themselves, through their material, sensual enjoyment, feel that they can, through that medium, experience the bliss of the divine. So this is called Prakrita Sahajya. It is heavily frowned upon by all of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas and by Mahaprabhu, by our Param Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedānta Thakur, because it is actually offensive. It is aparad to the real transcendental love of Krishna and his eternal associates, which is actually known as love or prem, whereas our mundane attachments to the bodies or things of this world based on our material bodies, senses, and subtle body, mind, intelligence, and ego, this is referred to in Shastra as lust because of its selfish nature and temporary nature. So here, I don't know how far I got. So our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj was speaking then about seeing with one's eyes versus only seeing within the heart or in the mind. That there was a discussion about this, and Śrīla Sanātana Gosvāmī is explaining that it is superior to see with the eyes. And he gave Gopakumar as the example. However, some people have misunderstood that, thinking that Gopakumar is seeing with material eyes. But our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, has established emphatically that already at that time Gopakumar had gone beyond the material realm and even beyond Vaikuntha. So when Sanatana Goswami is referring to the eyes that he is seeing Krishna with directly, he's not referring to material eyes, but rather transcendental eyes. So the transcendental eyes, when one is seeing through the eyes of the Atma, this is superior to just meditation within the mind or within the heart. But people have misunderstood that. So here our Param Gurudev is saying, in the realm of Vaikuntha, the material senses do not exist. Therefore, the Gopas and Gopis' direct proximity with Sri Bhagavan is in every respect transcendental and beyond the grasp of the material senses. This matter cannot be perceived by the senses of the Prakrita Sahajas. So yesterday we had a discussion wherein Srila Gurudev, I was speaking, paraphrasing, the evidences that Srila Gurudev was giving for who has the qualification for hearing them. Because why would they even leave these literatures here? Why would they give them in the first place if no one in this material world who's conditioned would be able to hear them? Because all transcendental personalities, they don't need to read. They're already engaged or absorbed in samadhi, equal consciousness with the Absolute. So no matter where they are, no matter what situation they're in, they are witnessing the pastimes of Krishna constantly within their heart, within their mind, and also with their spiritual, divine, transcendental soul eyes. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena santat saraiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yang shyama sundaramachinta gunasvarupam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajami. Their eyes are smeared with the salve of love and affection. This is prema anjana, with the salve of prem. Not just love, prem. Prem is something more than this word love that we use in this material world. So it is tinged or smeared with that salve of love. And because of the bhakti or the natural devotion that is moving within their hearts, then they are able to see the beautiful form of Shyama Sundar in all of his splendor, his qualities and his pastimes. Yang Shyama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam, his qualities and his form. So they're able to see all of that directly because of their love and affection. So there's a difference, massive difference between imagining seeing the transcendental form of the Lord and his pastimes. If one has really seen, truly seen, through the eyes of love, they will not be able to glance upon the things of this material world with attraction any longer. And in this connection, before I continue reading, I'll just tell you a quick story, which I have told before, maybe 4 months before, or 5 months before. So we were on a morning walk with our Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedānta Nārāyaṇa Gosvāmī Mahārāja in near Kassel, Germany. That's where all those bungalows were, and the devotees were staying there. There was a nice festival going on. And on the morning walk, one devotee says to Gurudev, oh, there was this one devotee, he claims he had darshan of the belly button, the navel of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev said, what? And he said, yes, he said he had darshan of the belly, the navel of Srimati Radhika. And Gurudev busted out laughing so hard, his stomach was bouncing, his beard was bouncing, he was laughing so hard. And then as he was laughing, he just stopped dead in his tracks and he just said, bogus. Like that. And I was like, wow. He said, if even one time you have seen such a thing, you will never be attracted to anything of this material world ever again. And then he gave the example of Narada Muni in his previous life as a Sutaputra, who was very young, 5, 6 years old, very young, and he was living in the forest in some place with his mother. At that time, the Bhaktivedāntas had come through their village. Gurudev explained these Bhaktivedāntas were the 4 Kumaras, and his mother was engaged somehow in serving them, and he was also engaged. This boy was engaged in assisting his mother to serve them. And so he would clean up after them, clean their plates, clean the space, and everything. And he said, Narada Muni tells it himself in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, once, by their permission, I received the remnants of their Mahaprasad. One time. And by this, of course, he was overhearing the Harikatha, but by this, he said, according to the arrangement of providence, my mother, she left this world, and I went searching for the Lord with my heart and soul focused that I must see, I must have darshan of the Lord. Why? Once by their permission, he received the remnants of their Mahaprasad. And this inspired within him this greed, this intense, needy desire to see the Lord. Within 6 months, due to his intense austerity, his intense longing, Srimad Nārāyaṇa appeared directly before him like a flash. He appeared before him. Narada Muni saw, and then poof, he disappeared. And then a voice from the sky said, and it was Srimad Nārāyaṇa telling him, in this lifetime you will not see me again. What happened as a result? He had seen the Supreme Lord with eyes of greedy attraction to see the Lord. From that moment, after having seen the Lord, he only engaged all of his time in weeping, crying, and praying for that day when he would see him again. So Srila Gurudev explained that this is the proof of really having seen, really seeing that transcendental thing. Because if you see something, but you don't have the right mood, then you might not even recognize it. Even great pure devotees didn't recognize Krishna when he came to them, although they were naturally attracted. Like Madhavendra Puripad. He didn't recognize Gopal when he came to him, not until later on when he had that dream. Sorry. The boatman is trying to call me for tomorrow evening's program on the boat.
Answer and tell me you'll call him back.
No, I'll call him later. So, where was I?
Even didn't know until after.
Yes. And he's a pure devotee of the Lord without any tinge of any mundane impurity, and still Krishna can hide himself from them. What to speak of persons who are grossly absorbed in this material world. Another example of a transcendental personality who couldn't quite recognize was Sanātana Gosvāmī and Rupa Goswami. Srimati Radhika came personally again and again and finally prepared kheer for them and set it in front of them. But they were so absorbed in glorifying Krishna's names, forms, qualities, and pastimes that they didn't recognize her until they began taking that kheer. And then all transformations of bhav, of prem, were manifesting in their bodies, and they realized this is nothing ordinary. And then they understood that was Srimati Radhika. Also, when Rupa Goswami wrote about Srimati Radhika's braid, I don't know if you noticed her braid today. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? That it was reminiscent or resembled a black snake, like a cobra. Sanatan thought, oh, this is not quite appropriate. Maybe you should find something else. And so Rupa Goswami said, I can't think of anything else. If you can think of something, give it to me, and I will definitely make the adjustment. So very soon afterwards, Sanatana Goswami was wandering in the forests of Braj and chanting, taking shelter of Śrī Harinam Prabhu, and he saw something amazing. He saw a group of girls playing, and one was on a swing, and a bunch of girls were pushing her. And then he saw a black snake, which was just about to strike. And he started screaming, Lali, Lali, means girl, be careful, there's a snake, there's a snake. And he started running toward them to warn them. And as he got close, the vision disappeared. And he realized that was Srimati Radhika. And her braid, which was swinging this way and that way, resembled a black snake. So then he told Rupa Goswami, everything that you have written, it is perfect. And he didn't feel the need to adjust or correct anything of Rupa Goswami's from that time forward. So even these great pure devotees, they're able to be somehow bewildered, even though their hearts are overflowing with prem. What to speak of any person who's completely absorbed in the mundane, who has no love and affection for Krishna. Srila Bhaktivedānta Mahārāja, he said, even if Krishna were to stand in front of you directly, you may not recognize him, because he has the right to be seen or not, and really can only be seen through the eyes of love and affection. So if he stood in front of us, we may not recognize him.
Like Mathura, when he went to Mathura.
When he went to Mathura, there's a beautiful description in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, how everyone saw him according to their own perception. So all the young boys saw that, oh, he's like a beautiful hero, he's like my best friend. All the parental figures, those of a little bit elder age, they saw him as their son. All of the young ladies saw him as Cupid personified. And Kamsa saw him as death personified. So everyone saw him according to their own moods, their own bhavs. But really, he can only be seen as he is in truth through the eyes of love and affection. As Krishna tells Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktat fananyaya sakya aham eve vidorjuna gyatam drashtum chatatveina praveshtum chaparantapa. Only by undivided love and affection. The words used are ananya bhakti. Ananya means without any other. It means unalloyed, unmixed or pure love and affection, which is manifested as service with devotion. Only by undivided love and affection can I be understood and seen as I am in truth. So the idea that we can just see Krishna without having that proper qualification, really it's up to him. If he wants, he can also reveal himself to us. Hiranyakashipu was like, what? Reveal himself? Prahlad said he can reveal himself. And of course he revealed himself to Hiranyakashipu. How? In a very magnificent, ferocious form as Sri Narasimhadev Bhagavan. He came to Hiranyakashipu as death personified. So There's so many ways that he can, but if you want to see him as Shyamasundar Krishna of Vrindavan, that Shyamasundar Krishna of Vrindavan reserves the right to be seen only by those who approach him with pure love and devotion, prem. So Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, he continues, I have already mentioned that Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam is to be sung and discussed daily while observing Urja Vrat. This is this Kartik, the month of Kartik, is also known as Urja Vrat. Vrat means a vow or determination, and Urja means power. Who is the source of all power? It is Krishna. He is Shaktiman. But who is the Shakti? The Purna Shakti or complete Shakti is none other than Vrishabhan Nandini Srimati Radhika. So, Urja Vrat is her month. It is also known as Kartika Vrat or Damodar Vrat. Those who wish to please Śrī Dāmodara in the month of Damodar should certainly read Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam daily and in its entirety. We're not quite able to read the whole book every day, but we do sing Śrī Dāmodarāṣṭakam every day. This is the specific injunction of Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas. Various ways of observing Damodar Vrat are found in the scriptures. Urja Vrat comes within Chaturmasya Vrat. It begins from Ekadashi, Dwadashi, or Purnima, and ends on those very days one later. So this is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas and other scriptures that one can begin from Ekadashi, or the next day, which is Dwadashi, or on the day of Purnima. We observe Purnima. Our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj explained that Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada would start from Purnima. So our Param Gurudev is beginning also from Purnima. Our Gurudev is beginning from Purnima. That is Sharad Purnima, that beautiful full moon which was reddish in complexion and which inspired Krishna within his heart to perform a ras. So from that time, Sharad Purnima, until Kartik Purnima, that would be for us the first month, or the last month of Chaturmasya. We begin Chaturmasya also from Purnima, Guru Purnima. But others, they start from Ekadashi or Dvadashi, and these are also not incorrect. Other Gaudiya Mats also start from Ekadashi. So, our Param Gurudev here is saying, and this is also explained in Hari Bhakti Vilas, however, if these days are vidha, it means penetrated, they should never be counted. Sanatana Gosvāmī Pad states, in vrats observed by Vaishnavas, vidha titis should be strictly rejected. Therefore, even the days on which the Chaturmasya and Urja vrats begin or end should be observed, discarding the vidha titis. The opinion of Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas is that if Surya, the sun, rises and penetrates the commencing or concluding titi of the Chaturmasya Vrat and Urja Vrat, then they should not be counted. So, in terms of Vedic time periods, this is called a titi. From what I've understood, I've discussed this with several different astrologers. Vedic astrologers. There are pure days and impure days. Sometimes it says in the calendar that it's Ekadashi, but then you see not suitable for fasting, so we will follow on the next day. That is known as Mahadvadashi. It becomes a Mahadvadashi when the Ekadashi...
This is a little confusing.
This is a little confusing, but it might be interesting to some of you.
No, I'm just saying speak slower.
Okay. It becomes a Mahadvadashi when the Ekadashi is considered impure. And how is it considered impure? When the Ekadashi begins after the sun rises. Because it's according to a time period between the sun and the moon and the earth and the angles in between. This is known as a tithi. So if the sun has already risen once before Ekadashi begins, then it's considered an impure or incomplete Ekadashi. But because Ekadashi will run into the next day, then that next day is beginning as a full Ekadashi. Even though it might end within 2 minutes of the sun rising, still that would be counted as the Ekadashi. So that day would be known as a Mahadvarashi. So our Param Gurudev here is telling, according to Hari Bhaktivilas, that one must be very careful to follow the tithis. The tithis,
Even Paran.
these are the transcendental time period. So, and our Gurudev was so particular about the time of Paran, so particular about when we would follow the auspicious holy days. And we were there with him when he would follow Ekadashi in New Braj or in England or in Europe or Australia or Fiji or anywhere. He would follow according to the local time period. What time he would wake up in the morning, what time he would go to bed, and how he would honor the transcendental time period. And then he would also break that vrat. It is called paran. At a very particular time, based on one's current location, this tithi, this transcendental time period. So he was very particular about this. And he explained to us that if we don't break at the right time, then it's considered that we've actually not followed Ekadashi. So there's so much conflict in the world today, especially among the Vaishnavas. I don't know all of the different things. All I know is the precept that my Gurudev set, and also that so many other acharyas set who traveled to different countries around the world. As I was with my Gurudev, as he would be doing, I would be doing. And so I think of it like this. It's really easy to remove all doubt. When you place yourself at the feet of your Gurudev and see what he is doing, and then do what he would be doing in a way that would be pleasing to him. Not doing something opposite. For example, if Srila Gurudev is observing Ekadashi, would I be eating grains in front of him? He would see this as aparad to Krishna. Aparad to Krishna. And so this would create in him a mood which would be very heavy. Don't disrespect Krishna. Very carefully. Jatane palana kori. We should observe these. And how do we observe? From what our Gurudev has understood. This is called parampara. So as my Gurudev was doing, I will do. I will not try to jump over his head or superimpose. When he was present, no one questioned him. After he disappeared from this world, so many different ideas started coming in and they started changing everything. So if we want to develop some semblance, if we even hope to develop any kind of Guru Nishtha, then we should try to follow our Gurudev to the best of our abilities with that consciousness, with our self, either sitting him in here or even seeing that he's sitting next to me. What is he doing at this point, at this time, in this location? I will follow my Gurudev. Never mind, millions of people will do everything else. Everyone can shout at me, but I should hold on tightly to the lotus feet of my Gurudev.
Also, Gurudev said if any fault is there, he will take it on his head.
Srila Gurudev also explained, he actually personally arranged for our Vaishnav calendars to be made. And he told even for Vrindavan that it should have its own time, even compared to Navadvip or anything, and also in different parts of the world. And then he made it a little, he said, if any mistake is made in that calculation, if by chance there's some mistake, I will personally take responsibility. Just as he told us when we went on our first Govardhan Parikrama in 1996 at Govardhan, he brought us across from Modi Bhavan in Govardhan to Giriraj Govardhan. And there it was all dust and soil, but still underneath you could see that there were some Govardhan Shilas. And he said, you are not qualified to walk here, but I am taking you. So I'm taking responsibility for all of you. So in this way, he didn't say that it is wrong for all time and I'm taking responsibility for you, but he did say, if there's any mistake in the calculation, by any chance, then I will take responsibility for it. But yet he wanted us to follow it a certain way, and so he arranged for the calendars the way they are. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, our Gurudev, so many of our acharyas, they said, never mind, so many will do so many things, even if all are against me. Gurudev said so many times, even if everyone is against me, no harm as long as I'm holding tightly to the lotus feet of my Gurudev. And he proved this point again and again and again. So our Param Gurudev felt it necessary to explain this so that we wouldn't make any mistake and miss the proper time. So he's talking about when there's that, if the sun has already risen and then Ekadashi starts according to the calendar, then that you cannot begin Ekadashi on that day. You will have to start the next day. And the same with any Vishnu Tattva day, Janmashtami, Radhastami, Ramnomi. It's the same for all transcendental time periods. In the following passages, we are quoting a short article by Srila Bhaktivedānta Thakur regarding Kartik Vrat. This article clearly determines the day on which the duties involved in completing the vrata should be performed. The injunction given for those who begin their vrat on the day of Ekadashi also applies to those who start on Dwadashi or Purnima. The article is as follows. It's very short. Ashvinasya tumasasya ya shuklaikadashi bhavet. Shuklaikadashi bhavet. Kartikasya vrataniha tasyam kuryat atandritaha. Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas 16:168. Kartik Vrat begins from the Ekadashi that comes within the bright fortnight of the month of Ashvina, September-October, and should be observed with great self-restraint and discipline. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary is here. According to this statement, every year from the Ekadashi that follows Vijaya Dashami, that's Ram Vijay, the day when Ram received the news from Hanuman that he had found Sita, and then they made a firm determined vow that we are going to destroy Ravana and all of them and rescue Sita. So their victory was already predetermined from that day. That is Vijaya Dashami. So from that, the Ekadashi that follows Vijaya Dashami, one should begin one's vrata and end it on the day of Uthana Ekadashi. The vrat observed during this particular month is called Niyam Seva. The rules of Niyam Seva are as follows. On every day of that month, during the last period of the night, one should purify oneself and perform the Mangala Arti of Shri Krishna. Later on in the morning, after bathing, one should perform Archan of Śrī Dāmodara. At night, one should offer burning wicks of ghee or sesame oil in Bhagavan's temple, at the base of Tulsi and toward the sky. In the month of Kartik, one should eat food that is strictly vegetarian and offered to Bhagavan. One should not take stale rice or grains, sleep on another's bed, take oil or honey, or use bell metal utensils. After honoring Bhagavan's remnants, one should hear or study Śrīmad Bhagavatam and other scriptures in the association of Vaishnavas. One should incessantly perform Nam Sankirtan of Sri Hari and remember him. Following these rules, one should pass the entire month. Then on the day of Uttana Ekadashi, one should fast even from water and spend that night awake. That is the last Ekadashi of Kartik, absorbed in hearing and chanting topics about Sri Krishna. The next day in the morning, one should purify oneself and then perform Hari Kirtan. Afterward, one should distribute the Lord's prasad among one-pointed, intimately related Vaishnavas, and finally honor some oneself. That day, at the end of the night, one will end the Vraj. So now Param Gurudev continues with his commentary. To please Śrī Dāmodara is the primary purpose of observing Urja Vrat. Srimati Radharani is addressed as Urjaishwari. Urja, Ishwari. Urja means power, and Ishwari means the controller of, or the predominating deity of it. Therefore, to please Śrī Dāmodara, Śrī Satyavrata Muni added the statement, Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai, thereby implying that in observing Śrī Dāmodara Vrat, worship of Śrī Radha Damodar is one's exclusive obligation. The exclusive obligation of observing this Vrat, or this month of Kartik, is to worship Śrī Radha Damodar. Among the 64 limbs of bhakti that are to be followed by the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we find mention of Urjadar, honoring or observing Urja Vrat. So this is among the 64 limbs of bhakti mentioned in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. One should understand that Urjadar refers to following the complete Chaturmasya Vrata. This part we always find quite interesting. Some say, since there's no mention of observing Chaturmasya Vrat among the 64 limbs of bhakti, we will only observe Urja Vrat. We will not undergo the trouble of observing this 4-month Vrat. Param Gurudev continues, people who try to perform bhajan in this manner, being unacquainted with the profound meaning of the scriptures, indulge in whimsical, undisciplined behavior. So there's something that Rupa Goswami mentions, which is unfavorable or actually detrimental for bhakti. This is known as niyam agraha, niyamagraha. Atyahara prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha. Niyam agraha means under adherence, niyama agraha, under adherence to the rules and regulations of scriptures, whimsical under adherence, or niyama agraha, over adherence to the rules and regulations of scriptures, by which case one can actually inadvertently make aparad to any great soul. So here Param Gurudev is saying that being unacquainted, they will indulge in whimsical, undisciplined behavior. There is a verse which I can't remember at the moment. It starts with Sampradaya Vihinaye. Those activities which are not in line with the teachings of the Sampradaya only cause so much unnecessary disturbance in society. So creating, concocting, making stuff up, doing things whimsically, rejecting this whimsically, adding this thing, all of those which are not following really Guru Sadhu Shastra, it can create a lot of difficulty. So Param Gurudev is saying that they will only indulge in whimsical and undisciplined behavior. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed us to observe this Chaturmasya Vrat through his own example by following it himself while in Sri Ranga Kshetra, Sri Rangam. We cannot count as Shuddha Vaishnavas those who are unable to follow the teachings that were demonstrated and preached by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we cannot count them as Shuddha or pure Vaishnavas if they're unable to follow the teachings and the precepts of Mahaprabhu.
You have 4 minutes left till 8.
4 minutes until 8.
You want to just do kirtan?
No. Because this next paragraph is directly related to what he just said. We want to substantiate our above statement with an example. Of the 6 limbs of surrender, that is Sharanagati, what are they? Anukulyasya sankalpa, that means making a firm resolution to accept what is only favorable for bhakti into my life. Pratikulyasya varjanam, making a firm resolution to avoid everything that is unfavorable for the development of bhakti in my life. Rakshishyatiti vishvasho, Krishna is my only protector. Gopritve varanam tapa, Krishna is my only maintainer. Atma nikshep. Atma nikshep means complete self-surrender. And it means to actually surrender my independent, egoistical or egotistical mood and offer that at the feet of Krishna. And karpanye means deep humility. So shadvidha sharanagati. These are the 6 symptoms of surrender. And here, only Atmanivedan. Atmanivedan means Atmanikshep, same thing. Submission of one's very self is mentioned among the 9 types of bhakti, or Navada bhakti. Those 9 types of bhakti are mentioned in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, and so forth. But this Atmanivedan is the only one of these 6 symptoms of surrender that is mentioned in the 9 processes of bhakti. Sakyam Atmanivedanam. It's the only one. But here Param Gurudev is saying, will it then be concluded that the other 5 limbs of surrender are prohibited or to be excluded from one's sadhana? Since Atmanivedana is topmost among the 6 ways of surrendering, one must understand that simply by its mention, all of the other ways of surrender have also been prescribed for the practicing devotee. The 6 limbs of surrender are accepted as only one method of spiritual practice, although one is primary and the others are its elements. In this connection, Srila Gurudev has told, actually Mahaprabhu told, he condensed the different aspects of bhakti down to 5 very simple, easy to follow principles. Sadhu Sangha, associating with the pure devotees. Nama Kirtan, always chanting the holy names of the Lord, glorifying his forms, qualities, and pastimes. Bhagavat Shravan, hearing Śrīmad Bhagavatam. Mathuravas, residing within Mathura Mandal or Braj Mandal. Shri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevan, with faith, love, and honor, worshipping the Murti, the form, the deity form of the Lord in the temple or the mandir. So, of all of these, how is it possible to do any of that without sadhu sangha? So our Srila Gurudev explained that just by the first one, automatically all of the other ones are done. In the association of any pure devotee, you find when Gurudev was present, right? Wherever we were, if we were at a festival, when Gurudev was present there, everyone was getting up early, well, most people were chanting, people were reading more, people were attending Harikatha, they were going to Arti, they were honoring Mahaprasad and even saying the prayer before Prasad, right? They were going on the morning walks or cleaning the temple or doing so many spiritual activities just because of the presence of the sadhu. So Gurudev said, if sadhu sangha is there, then automatically all of the other elements or the symptoms of devotion will manifest. So in sadhu sangha, naturally you will do Nam Kirtan. Naturally you will hear Śrīmad Bhagavatam at their, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas. Naturally you will be there in Vrindavan or Mathura Mandal. Why? Because wherever they are, they are carrying Krishna fully within their hearts. Tomara hriday sada govinda vishram. Krishna says he's always residing within the hearts of the pure devotees, and he's never alone, of course. Krishna is there with Srimati Radhika, with all of the gopis, all of the cowherd boys, all of the cows, all of the parental figures, all rasas are present. Sri Vrindavan Dham is present. So wherever the pure devotee is also considered tirtha. They are making that place a holy place. So you will be in the Dham. And Shri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevan. Naturally, we will also, because they are attending Arti, we will also be attending Arti and worshipping the deity form of the Lord. So just because one thing is mentioned in the scripture and the things which are not mentioned around that thing, right? It says Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. So you can take that one out, but if you understand that Krishna himself says that without first worshipping Guru, then how can you even access Harinam? He said, I won't accept your worship. And Harinam is really a symptom of bhakti. Shravanam Kirtanam. Kirtanam is a process of bhakti. Bhakti means to love and serve Krishna. But if you don't first serve Guru, then you cannot love or worship Krishna. He won't accept it. So it all needs to be taken into context. And this is what our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj is saying. Because some people think that you only need to follow the last 5 days of Kartik and it's all made. And so they dismiss the rest of Kartik. Or only follow this 1 month, but not the other 3 months of Chaturmasya. And this year, Purushottam month. But he's explaining that just because one thing is mentioned, it automatically implies that the rest of those things that are encasing it must also be accepted. We should not whimsically accept and reject the tenets of our faith. What our Guru Dev and our Guru Varga give us, we should follow to the best of our ability under guidance. This is the prime characteristic of bhakti. Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karma dhyānavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. So anu in this case means also anugatya, which means under guidance. And from that, if you're under the proper guidance, everything will naturally flow. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Guru Varga ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
So before we do the last kirtan, remember, dear devotees, if you want, you can write me privately, or you can just add your names to this thread, and I will put it on a piece of paper, and we will read your names, and you could just say such and such and family. That's what Devaki wants, because she has like 300 people she wants to bring to Jamuna. So she's making a mood out of it. She's told me what that is. So anyway, what I'm saying is that if you put your names, then as we have a couple devotees coming with us, they'll be offering lamps and flowers to Jamunaji in leaf cups. So it won't hurt Jamuna. It's not littering or doing anything bad to her. And Jamuna will take our prayers, and hopefully Krishna will hear them.
Carry them to Krishna.
So just leave your names and the names of those you want us to call out to Jamunaji when we go on the boat tomorrow and bring you to Keshi Ghat.
Devaki just wrote, I personally messaged you my names for tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Her names and then her explanation of everybody. Okay.
Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Param Gurudev ki jai, Śrī Sanātana Gosvāmī Pada ki jai, Satyavrata Muni ki jai.
Our Gurudev used to do this also when we would go to Govardhan. He would tell us that when we were offering, when we were bringing offerings to Giriraj, he would tell us, state your name, and all of us would have like papers with all of our family members and all of our friends, and because it's transcendental. This is the transcendental place, and we've heard so many times that Jamunaji is liquid bhav, and her love is for Krishna, and she will carry our heart's deepest desire that we don't really even truly understand. She will carry the essence of that in that prayer. So it's a transcendental kind of mood that we're offering to Jamunaji. It's not like you have to be here in person. You can even do it sitting in your house, but it is nice to be here and to be added anyway.
Jamuna Maharani ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Gurudev ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Rupananda Guru Varga ki jai, Patipadam Śrī Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Prem Purushottam Shachinandana Gaura Hari ki jai, Radha Vino Bihari Ju ki jai, Radha Ramana Ju ki jai, Giriraj Mahārāja ki jai, Harinam Sankirtana ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Govinda Thank you all very much for being with us today, right from Kaliyahrad all the way until now, and giving us the opportunity to remember the beautiful teachings of our Gurudev and our Guru Varga and to reflect upon those teachings. And also, I just wanted to express our indebtedness to all of you for daily engaging us in our Guru Seva, which is our life and soul. We look forward to being with all of you tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock sharp.
At Jamuna, meet us
we will
at Jamuna.
Meet us on the banks of Jamuna. There we will be getting onto a boat and we will be doing kirtan there and then offering so many beautiful lamps into
Also,
Jamuna.
we'll take them to Keshi Ghat and hear about Keshi Ghat.
The boat will bring us down to Keshi Ghat. We will still be in the water, but anyhow, from there, we can sing some bhajans also and speak about Keshi Ghat. And we will be offering all of you and your friends and family members in the form of these lamps to Jamuna to carry your prayer to Krishna.
Usually we do it at the night time, but we won't be able to, but it's still...
It'll be beautiful.
Yes.
And then we will continue. So we are looking forward to being with all of you tomorrow, starting at 5 o'clock sharp, Vrindavan time.
Don't be late. Don't be late for the boat. Okay.
Dandava pranam, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe,
Radhe Radhe,
Ki
Jai.
Shachinandana Gaura Hari
Ki Jai.